The barber shop at the end of Elm Street had always been shrouded in an unsettling air of mystery. As a child, I had watched in awe as men entered the establishment with their heads held high and emerged with fresh haircuts, their faces etched with a strange mix of gratitude and terror. Now, as an adult, I found myself in the same predicament. My unruly hair was in desperate need of a trim, and despite the warnings from friends about the ominous barber's chair, curiosity got the best of me. The thought of entering that peculiar place held a morbid fascination, and I couldn't resist. The bell above the door chimed as I entered, and the shop's dim interior sent a chill down my spine. The walls were adorned with faded black and white photographs of satisfied clients, all wearing expressions that were difficult to disappear: relief, fear, or perhaps a mix of both. The barber, an elderly man named Mr. Crenshaw, welcomed me with a weary smile. His piercing gray eyes, hidden beneath thick bushy eyebrows, seemed to look right through me. "Take a seat," he said, gesturing toward the chair in the center of the room. As I settled into the ominous barber's chair, I could feel its cold leather against my skin. The scent of old, musty leather and strange chemicals filled the air. The chair seemed to envelop me, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was a prisoner in a long-forgotten torture device. Mr. Crenshaw began to work, his hands deftly moving over my scalp. The soft swish of the scissors and the rhythmic snip of the clippers filled the room, but I couldn't help but wonder about the men who had sat in this very chair before me. What had they experienced? What had they seen? As the minutes passed, the tension in the room grew palpable. Mr. Crenshaw hadn't uttered a word since he started the haircut, and the air was thick with silence. The eerie silence was broken only by the sound of the barber's scissors and the low hum of the ceiling fan. Sweat began to bead on my forehead as the oppressive feeling of dread settled in. I couldn't shake the sensation that the chair was slowly consuming me, just as it had devoured those who had come before. Finally, I gathered the courage to speak. "Mr. Crenshaw, is everything all right?" The barber didn't respond, but his lips curled into a sinister smile as he continued to cut my hair. Panic began to well up inside me, and I realized I had to escape this place. I tried to rise from the chair, but it felt as though invisible hands were holding me down, preventing me from leaving. I closed my eyes, hoping to gather my thoughts and find a way to escape this malevolent place. When I opened my eyes again, I was no longer in the barber's chair, but standing in a dimly lit room with a single mirror on the wall. In the mirror, I saw my reflection, but it was not my face that stared back at me. It was Mr. Crenshaw's, his malevolent grin etched in the glass. The twist was that the barber's chair was not a trap, but a portal to a different reality. Those who sat in it found themselves in a mirror world, where the barber's sinister spirit took possession of their bodies, while their own consciousness was trapped in the mirror.